Hi friends. Hi friends, I'm Olivia Smith. Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel where I share the latest global news every day. You can also read more news on TimeGlitter.com. You can find all the links in the video description below. Friends, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, share with others, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now let's jump into today's news. News headline: Trump gave top U.S. firms staggering tax cuts, with some paying $0 or less, report. News details: some big companies in the United States like General Motors, Citigroup, and Netflix have paid much less in taxes since the Trump tax cuts were introduced. A recent report discovered that nearly a quarter of these companies paid very low tax rates, and 23 didn't pay anything at all. The tax cuts, which were implemented in 2017, lowered the highest corporate income tax rate from 35% to 21%. However, a new study by the nonprofit Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, Itep, reveals that many profitable American businesses paid significantly lower taxes during the first 5 years after the law was passed. According to a study by Itep, 342 companies paid an average tax rate of just 14.1%. 86 of these companies paid less than 10% on average, with 55 of them paying less than 5%. Shockingly, 23 corporations, including T-Mobile US and Xcel Energy, paid zero or even less in federal income tax over 5 years, despite making profits annually. Some of the companies with the lowest tax payments include Netflix, Nike, Salesforce, and Bank of America, whose CEOs advocate for corporate social responsibility and stakeholder capitalism. Matt Gardner, a senior fellow at Itep and the lead author of the report, stated that the largest and most profitable companies seem to be paying far less than the 21% tax rate promised by the Trump tax law. He described Trump's touted tax cut as turning out to be just that. For instance, between 2018 and 2022, Bank of America made over $138 billion in profits, but paid only $5.3 billion in federal income tax, resulting in an effective rate of 3.8%. As revealed by Itep, Bank of America recently earned the title of the second most just company in the United States, as ranked by Just Capital, a nonprofit organization that evaluates U.S. corporations based on their performance in areas such as community service. Brian Moynihan, the CEO of Bank of America, has been praised as the king of stakeholder capitalism by Fortune magazine. This term refers to the idea that modern corporations should not only prioritize their executives and shareholders, but also consider the well-being of society as a whole. In 2020, Mark Benioff, the co-founder and CEO of Salesforce, emphasized the need for a new approach to capitalism in an interview with the New York Times. He advocated for stakeholder capitalism, which recognizes that companies have a responsibility to all stakeholders, not just shareholders. During the initial 5 years under the Trump law, Salesforce reportedly paid only $175 million in taxes on profits totaling around $6 billion, as per the Itep report. Matt Gardner from Itep noted, there seems to be a significant connection between companies regularly avoiding corporate taxes and those whose leaders express commendable charitable intentions. It's not questioned that Mark Benioff aims to contribute positively to the world, but he appears to prioritize it differently from what the law mandates. He prefers his approach. The report by Itep clarifies that the mentioned companies are not violating any laws. Tax avoidance persists because Congress allows it. The report highlights, either by creating special exemptions and deviations from standard tax regulations or by retaining exploitable loopholes. The report also warns that Congress is contemplating additional exemptions that could further reduce corporate tax bills in 2022. A bipartisan tax package, recently approved by the House of Representatives, includes a provision long sought by corporate interests. This provision allows businesses to immediately deduct expenses related to research and development conducted within the United States. Contrary to the Trump tax law, which mandates companies to spread out deductions over time, starting in 2022, this provision would permit them to claim these deductions all at once. The tax agreement presently progressing through Congress would reverse the restriction on domestic investments, and it would do so retroactively. This implies that companies could revise their 2022 and 2023 tax returns to secure billions of dollars in fresh deductions, supposedly as a reward for their investments in research and development. However, the only alteration would be in the wording of the tax law. Matt Gardner remarked, "Extending these deductions backward in time cannot possibly spur any additional research. Due to limited corporate disclosures, it's challenging to determine precisely how much money companies could reclaim. However, available data suggests that this single retroactive policy adjustment could potentially save certain firms billions of dollars." Matt Gardner noted that the benefits of this change would be hugely concentrated in the hands of a very small number of corporations. For instance, according to the report, Meta could possibly reduce its tax bill by nearly $6.5 billion, resulting in an average effective tax rate below 0% over the 5-year study period. Microsoft could potentially save a similar amount. Satya Nadella, Microsoft's CEO, emphasized the company's social responsibility in a 2020 interview with Just Capital, stating, "You can't exist if all you're doing is benefiting yourself. Ellipsis profit comes because of the larger surplus you're creating around you." Gardner stressed the importance of the tax system, saying, "The whole point of having a tax system is to pay for all the important services that we need." He highlighted essential services like healthcare, education, and national defense, emphasizing that these basic needs are the reasons behind having a tax system. Friends, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, share with others, and subscribe